Please rise for the Honorable Judge Rojas is presiding. You may be seated.
What is today's case written?
Today's case is the people of CCSP.
I will decide this case solely on the evidence presented in this courtroom. I will hear testimony of the witnesses and judge based on the believability of these witnesses. As the judge, I will listen carefully to all arguments until this case is over. Prosecution ready?
Yes.
Defense ready?
Ready.
Court is now in session.
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Katie Baraka. Today we will demonstrate how my client Jerome Green is innocent of the crime that the principal of school CCSP has accused him of. The fact that my client was involved in a group chat to drop somebody doesn't mean that he's at fault. My client was trying to make the right decision and go to a superior in his school. He was hoping that they could help him, but instead they decided to turn their back on him and suspend him. What is this kid even learning at school? Judge, I want you to think about, if you had a kid, would you like for them to go to a school where they could just lie, get hurt, or even harm somebody because they don't trust their elders? This is a case that happened in April 19. At the end of this case, I want you to see how some people could be that cruel and just not hear somebody else's words. Thank you.
Today we're going to prove to the jury and you that CCSP Middle School did not violate Jerome Green for amendment rights because it was just in defense of the other students, and the staff of CCSP was just following the Board of Education institution for the well-being of student safety. Student getting hurt, is the student getting hurt justified? They're trying to ensure the safety of the child is the best they can do, and people like Javon and his friends aren't making it any better. So if suspension is the length they had to go that what they did, and for these reasons my client shouldn't be sued for a mother and a father that just can't accept the fact that their son was up to no good.
Witnesses, please rise. Put your right hand to your heart and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You may be seated.
Prosecution, would you like to call your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Miss OG to the stands, please.
Mr. OG, did you talk to the other students about getting them suspended?
Yes.
Why?
Say it again.
Bro.
Did you talk to the other students about them being suspended?
Yes.
Did you suspend them?
No.
Why didn't you? You want to repeat it?
Yes.
Why? Why didn't you suspend the other students? Mr. OG, did you talk to Mr. Smith about suspending the other case?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they need to be suspended for trying to injure another student.
But they didn't get suspended.
They got lunch detention.
They got lunch detention. Do you think that it was right for y'all to give that lunch detention when somebody else tried to not do the wrong thing and just tell you the truth?
They were still planning on injuring another student.
He wasn't actually. You can see that he left the group chat.
But still,
Still what?
they were still trying to injure another student.
Just like I said, he actually wasn't. He decided to leave the group chat because he thought that it was a wrong thing. But the other students didn't. So instead of, you could have given Javon Green lunch detention and suspend the other students. Did you think about that?
No.
Why did you?
I don't know.
Oh, well, thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Ms. OG, when you saw the messages with J-Ron, you saw that he was still involved, even though, yes, he left and decided to do the right thing, he was still involved
he was still involved in the first place with the group chat.
Yeah.
And what is your top priority when it comes down to being a school leader?
To make sure that students' safeties are first priorities.
No further question.
You may rise and be seated.
Defense, would you like to call yet another witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Chantil from to the stands.
It's a truth that you felt insecure.
Yeah.
Okay, so if y'all may please look at this slide 3. Okay, so Your Honor, I want you to look at this. So if he felt into Javon Green, how can he, even though it's not Javon, this is something that we could always see in the classroom with Shatia Perkins. He's always hitting other students. He's half jumped people and one that I can turn off. So can you please explain this?
So basically what happened there was we were arguing about something between like me, Cameron, and other students. So this involves me physically encountering Gross King.
Okay, so even though y'all were into arguments, I feel like it's not right for you to touch somebody else. Because if you hit somebody else, they could actually hit you back and get you injured. So do you think that you made the right decision by hitting him? You can see how the other students is actually not really paying attention. So you could have get him by when he wasn't really paying attention. So you feel like very injured into that.
But still, he was like facing a different way though. But still, he got me mad at the time, and I wasn't thinking at the time.
You wasn't thinking exactly. So you could get somebody hurt because you wasn't thinking. So you swear to God you wasn't lying. So may you please now tell us that you actually fell into J1?
Yes.
So how?
So like I said, I was running to go turn off the lights. Like I felt like somebody like in the way, like when I like was running like past from inside the corner. So I heard a loud thump when I was running and I stopped.
So how, if you were running, so did you fall into it?
Like I was like running past her, like my other half of my body like went this way when I was running and it hit some person or something.
Do you know who it was?
No, not at the time when the lights were on.
So who turned off the lights?
Listen.
Okay, so was Miss A in the classroom the lights were turned off?
Yes.
Do you think that you made the wrong thing by just falling into Javon?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any problems with Javon?
No.
Can you say the truth? You are saying the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so you are swearing to God right now that you are saying the truth, that you don't have any problems with Javon.
Not tonight.
Do you have he done anything to you for you to follow? Sir?
No, not at all.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Other questions?
Would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes. So Shakir, in this exact picture, do you remember the argument that was happening between you and Cameron?
Yes, I do. It was so basically what happened in this place where me and Cameron, we were arguing about a game overall, and it was about a basketball game. I was better than Cameron, but he's saying that he was better than me, so it was just the Cameron.
And you could say Cameron is your friend, correct?
Yes.
So you could say that you were playing roughly with him.
Yes.
So this doesn't show of you having a bad record of hitting students, even though he was your friend and you were just playing roughly with him, correct? No further question.
You may rise and be seated.
Defense, are you ready to call another witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Miss A to the stands, please. Okay, Miss A. How many times do Cameron and Chantil be fooling around in your class? On a daily basis? Daily basis? Yep. Well, I'd say like twice or 3 times on a daily basis. In how many weeks?
How many weeks? If it's on a daily basis, that isn't in weeks.
Okay. So Miss A, were you looking at this before the incident happened?
Can you repeat that, please?
What was your focus doing when this incident happened?
I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I try to keep the class under control, but they don't listen. Those darn kids don't listen.
How many times you call OG in for shot tier?
I've called OG many times. He has taken away Shatir. Shatir has, like, OG has punished him, but yeah.
So you're saying every time Shatir makes a mistake, he gets out of it quickly.
Yes.
And you also try calling Solis, but he doesn't pick up, right?
True.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Would you like to cross-examine this witness?
No. You may rise and be seated.
Defense, prosecution, would you like to call another witness?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready to call your first witness?
Yes. We would like to bring Mr. Green or Mrs. Mr. Fernandez, why are you suing CCSB?
Because your school violated my son's rights because you took his phone.
The phone he gave willingly, but also in New Jersey law since 1985, if students are breaking a serious rule in the school, they have permission to search your personal belongings. So I ask again, why are you suing the school?
I'm suing this school because you violated my son's
Well,
technological rights by looking through his phone.
That's an invalid claim. So again, why are you suing the school?
Because you searched my son's phone, unnecessarily escalated the situation,
It
and now you're
wasn't
trying to blame.
It
And I'm suing you for
it wasn't unnecessary. Your son was involved in hurting another student.
Yeah, but he decided to be the bigger person, gave you the phone, but he still
And-
decided to escalate it.
So do you think that he deserves no punishment at all?
I think you should be paying him because he exposed a crime, and yet
He
you
saw the
still-
crime that he was still involved in. So Mr.
He got out the crime,
Okay, yet he was still involved.
but he got out, and he was showing you.
He showed
Showing
me,
you.
and my client saw and decided that he was too far involved to not be unpunished.
You mean
Yeah,
too
he
far
couldn't-
involved?
he
was
couldn't-
involved. Maybe he got too far involved to expose their whole plan because he's a good scholar.
Okay, yes, he was so involved, and even though he could be a good scholar, he was so involved in the situation. Again, so do you think he should be unpunished?
Yes.
So if you're telling me if another kid in his group of friends were deciding to jump your son J-Ron, you would, and just because the one kid stepped up, you think that they should be unpunished?
That student that stepped up should be unpunished because they exposed the crime that was about to happen upon my son.
Oh, no further questions.
Prosecution, would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Alright. So I heard you guys were battling back and forth about the Fourth Amendment. Ms. Ford, can you please go to the slide for me, please? Right there, it says, students have the right to be informed of the charges against them and have an opportunity to present their side of the story before facing disciplinary consequences. So, Principal Smith didn't even hear J1's side of the story, so he just snatched the phone and went through it without even listening to J1's side of the story. So how is that fair?
Can I call an objection? How do you know that for sure?
Because if you read Principal Smith's statement, it's in there. He just snatched it away.
Excuse me, prosecution. Defense, were you aware that I did not?
Sorry,
didn't
Your Honor.
answer to you.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Please continue.
In Principal Smith's statement, it says he just snatched the phone without any circumstances or hearing the side of the story. So he didn't do that. No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to call another witness?
Yes, we would like to call Nyland to the stage. Mrs. Cruz, can you explain what happened in the science room that day?
So we was at the back. We was in the back of the class, left side. We was over there, me and Zaria and J-Ron. Me and Zaria was using our phone when J-Ron was doing his work. So then the lights turned off, and then out of nowhere, we heard a loud thump. So me and Zaria took our flashlight on, and then we saw Shatir, like, on the floor, like, doing this to J-Ron, and J-Ron was on the floor.
Okay. And may I remind you, you're under oath, so why does your statement say, once the lights turned on, you saw what happened? So which one are you lying about?
The first one.
So even under oath, you lied.
Under what?
Oath.
Under oath.
What is oath?
Oath like
No further question, dear Honor.
You hold on.
You can explain.
Oath is when you take an oath to tell
Excuse me,
Oh, sorry.
prosecution. I don't think you were asked to speak. Would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. So oath is like when you take an oath to tell the truth, no matter what the circumstances are.
I ain't take that.
In the beginning, you said we will all speak the truth, no matter what.
I ain't say I swear.
You put your hand on your oath.
That don't mean nothing.
So, Anaya, why did you decide to lie?
Because at first I didn't really know what to say because I was like, what if I know I'm probably gonna get in trouble anyways. I was like, actually I don't want to get in that big of a trouble. So if I lie, maybe like I can get out of it, like you know.
So why did you decide to tell the truth? You know?
Because now I know that it's actually now I have realized like it was wrong for Shatir to do that to my friend, out of nowhere, because they ain't have no beef, no nothing. So it's mad weird how you're just gonna come up in here and push someone out of nowhere.
Do you believe that it's true what Shatir is saying, that he just bumped into you?
No, have you seen? I'm sorry, I'm like, no offense. Have you seen J-Ron's size? You think a shoulder's gonna push J-Ron down? A shoulder's gonna push J-Ron down.
No further questions, Your Honor?
You may rise and be seated. Defense, would you like to call another witness?
Yes, I would like to call J-Ron Green to the stand. So before we get started with the questioning, why wasn't your statement submitted in the statement document?
I've submitted my statement, but I don't know why it wasn't submitted. I submitted it, but I don't know why it wasn't out there.
Alrighty. So like you said, you felt. Explain what happened in the science room that day.
Okay, so I was in the back of the science room on the left doing my work, and my friend Azaria and Anila were on their phone.
More thoroughly, please, what happened with the incident.
Okay, while I was doing my work, the light turned off, so I got up, and as soon as I got up, I heard someone running, and then I felt punching and hitting on me
May I ask why you got up?
because I wanted to turn the light on.
But earlier you said you was startled.
I was startled, so I tried to turn the light on.
Alright. No further questions for now.
Would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. So what kind of thump sound you heard when you were getting pushed to the ground?
I felt punching and like slapping on me.
Who do you think was near you?
I knew Azaria and Anila were near me, but I know since we're best friends, they would do nothing like this to me. But I heard Shatir's voice as I heard running coming to him.
What did he say when he was running?
When he was running to me, he said, "Oh yeah, let's get him," and I just felt punching on me.
So you mean saying that Shatir made a group to go and attack you with the dog?
No, he always says that when he's planning to do something devious. He says, "Oh yeah, let's get him," even if he's alone.
No further questions.
Defense, would you like to call another witness?
Yes. Can you call Azaria to the stand, please? Azaria, can you please explain what happened when the lights turned off?
So it was me, Anaya, and J-Ron sitting in the back of the library. And it was me and Anaya on the phone. J-Ron was doing his work on his computer. And all of a sudden the lights had turned off. So then J-Ron had got up, started panicking or whatever. And then he had said that he had heard Shatier's voice. But then when the lights had turned off, me and Anaya used our phones, turned the flashlight on, and seen J-Ron, Shatier on top of J-Ron.
So like an island said, J-Ron is way too big for Shatier. So why would Shatier ever go for J-Ron while having no problems and possibly being scared of J-Ron? Why would he do that?
I don't know. He just said that, like J-Ron had said that he had heard punching on him and stuff like that.
Like, if Shatier has nothing, no beef, no nothing with J-Ron, there's no reason to be able to go after and attack J-Ron, especially if he's too little or too scared to do it. No further questions, Your Honor.
Would you like to cross-examine this witness?
Yeah. Azaria, did you hear about some drama going on with Shatier and J-Ron? Do you think that Shatier actually fell into it? Like, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
So when you saw it, did you hear Shatier laughing or something like that?
Like you said, J-Ron had said, it was like, oh yeah, and started punching on him. Yeah.
Okay, so do you believe that you made the right decision by defending your friend?
Yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
You may rise and be seated.
Would you like to call yet another witness?
Yes, I would like to call Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith, can you please explain what happened in your office when J-Ron went to tell you about what happened?
Yeah, so J-Ron came into my office and he was telling me about how there was an altercation or a situation with Shatier, and he was there was a group chat that was saying how they had, him and his friends had planned to jump him, but then he changed his mind and he didn't want to participate anymore. And then, so I said, let me see what's going on here. And then I was like, from there.
Okay, so when you took J-Ron's phone, was there a password on the phone?
No, he just gave, it was already open. I don't know, I have no idea because he just gave it to me.
So you're saying that the phone was open when J-Ron gave it to you, so you can freely just check what was happening in the group chat.
Yeah, I gave it to you. So it's like if I pass you my phone right now and I'm like.
So technically you didn't snatch it. He just gave it to you.
Yeah, there was no need for me to have to.
Objection?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Objection sustained.
Is that good or no?
Oh my God.
Okay, so you can leave it. So, Daddy, you said that the phone was unlocked, right? Well, so you're actually the phone was unlocked. So, what can you repeat what her answer was? What his answer was?
His answer was that the phone was already unlocked when J-Ron.
So, can you please tell me, if the phone was already unlocked, do you believe that is he a he or a she? Oh, so do you think that he could go into it because the phone is already unlocked? So by the phone being already unlocked, he could go through everything and he said it.
But he didn't go through it. He only went through the chats of the group chat. Nothing
You
else.
don't really know if he did. I'm saying
No further questions, Your Honor.
You want to cross-examine this witness?
Mr. Smith, do you still believe that what you did was right?
Of course.
Why?
Because the safety of the students is a top priority.
Okay, but the students decided to get off the group chat and tell you. So don't you believe that by him doing that, the other students were supposed to get suspended?
Yes.
So why didn't they suspend the other
I
students?
did suspend all of them had a
But
contact.
actually, Mr. OG said how they gave them two lunch detention and how he got suspended.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't communicate every single thing with him at all times, but they were suspended. It's on the record.
So, do you believe that Mr. OG resigned by saying that he gave them the lunch detention?
I think he just doesn't remember because we're suspending so many students and giving lunch attention all day. And
Why?
that was like months ago.
That was months ago, right?
It was a
So,
long time ago.
okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
You may rise and be seated.
Defense, would you like to call another witness?
No.
Now that we have heard all arguments and have looked carefully through all this evidence, we will now take a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, court is taking a short break. Welcome back, prosecution, defense. Court is now back in session. Prosecution, please stand.
So, we would like to call Mr. OG to the stand. Mr. OG, do you know what day the whole argument happened?
No, because it was a long time ago.
So I believe that even though it was a long time ago, you as a leader of the school should remember every time a student does something. So you can like, if they do something again, you can just like talk to their parents if you didn't do it the first time. Do you think that's
Yeah.
okay? So is it true that you don't be on the phone like talking to Mr. Smith all the time?
No.
It's true.
No.
So y'all be on the phone every time something happens, right?
No.
So but you just told me that y'all.
We don't talk often.
So is it true that y'all suspended other kids?
No.
But Mr. Smith told you that y'all did suspend other kids.
I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Okay, but Mr. Smith, when he came to the stand, I have another question. Were you paying attention every time somebody comes to the stand? Like one of your.
Yes.
So how, if Mr. Smith just came to the stand, you don't remember what he said? What was said one of the
What?
Mr. OG, why do you think that suspending Javon was the right decision?
Because he was involved in injuring another student.
Is it true that he left the group chat?
Don't know.
Why?
He lied.
Yeah, why don't you know? If Mr. Smith talked to you about suspending the other kids.
How do you know he left the group?
Really, you can see when somebody leaves the group chat.
Okay, but he didn't press the leave button.
Oh my god.
They switched it up, that's why.
Oh my god.
They told me different stuff.
They're just returning. No further questions, Your Honor.
Do you want to cross-examine this witness?
No. Please rise and be seated.
Defense, stand.
I'd like to call Mr. Fernandez up. Oh, Mr. Green. Mr. Green, due to New Jersey's law, your claim for suing the school is wrong. So can you please state an actual claim that could be reasonable to sue CCSP Middle School? Because since 1985, like I said earlier, if students breakers a major rule in the school, they are allowed to search personal things.
Are you violating your own laws of school? Because you're claiming to help student safety, but by suspending J-Ron and giving lunch attention to the others, you're only breeding bad behavior for everybody else. You're breeding this school to be a hate ground. So everybody fights each other. You're not protecting students. You're making the problem worse. Just pushing it down, putting it under the rug.
We're not putting nothing under the rug. As Mr. Smith said, that 2 kids were suspended. Mr. OG just wasn't aware of that. So can you answer my question instead of making a claim? Why are you suing CCSP?
I'm suing CCSP because you violated my son's amendments.
Again, that's not legal.
You just admitted to violating my son's amendment by saying yes, that is not illegal.
No, I was saying your claim is not an actual claim that was legal.
But you didn't just say that a few moments ago.
I thought it was included.
Well, it wasn't. Is your brain and your speech in the same place?
Was that an insult?
No. I'm just asking a question.
Alright. The jury. He doesn't have an actual reason to be suing CCSC middle school. So why should you side with him?
Jared, will you side with this man who doesn't even know what's going on?
I do know what's going on. You're suing CCSP for something that they did not do.
Yes, they did. They took my son's phone.
Your
violating
son
the
gave
amendment.
it.
Excuse
Yeah, but
me.
Mr. Smith.
You are not to scream at your witness. You are here to help your argument. You are not here to argue with this man. If you are going to continue doing this, please take a seat.
Continue.
As I said, Mr. Smith snatched his phone for no reason and searched through it. Well, you don't know what he did down there. He could have been lying.
Your son could also be lying.
Why would he lie? He's a good man.
We have no evidence of that. And your son could be lying to get out of a bigger punishment.
Why would he do that?
Because who would want to get suspended? If you were a kid back then, would you want to willingly get suspended?
I know my son, and if he did that, I would have.
That would no further questions.
Yes. Mr. Green, did you have a paper? Did the school have a paper to go into your son's phone?
No.
Miss Ford, may you please go to slide 1? It says the principal accessed the student's phone without proper authorization or consent. It could violate the ECPA. So did they give you a paper so they could go into your son's phone?
No.
There also a paper that the school gave. It was already signed. Can you please go with it?
Go to slide 6, where it says Exhibit 4 of the CCS. And I also have a copy here if you want to see it, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Green, did you sign the paper?
No.
Did your son sign the paper?
No.
So who signed
It was probably them framing us for something to get leverage on this court case.
it? Do you think that they did this so they can look innocent?
Yes.
So can you please tell us why you decided to sue the school?
I decided to school because they are frauds and they are violating their own safety by suspending my son and breeding bad behavior.
So do you think that your son made the right decision by
Yes.
leaving the group chat and actually going to the principal's office and telling the truth?
Yes.
Do you know your son?
Yes.
So how can you describe your son?
My son is a good man. He does well in school. And I know he follows the teacher's rules because they text me almost every day.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
You may rise and be seated.
Defense, please rise and perform your closing statement.
Alright. With all the evidence shown today, we hope that the jury side was the right side, that CCSP did not violate J-Round's Fourth Amendment. No further.
Prosecution, please rise and perform your closing statement.
In conclusion, at the end of this trial, we sincerely ask for you to find our client in the clear. The defense has not even proven enough evidence, so we ask for a verdict of not guilty. Just like my partner was previously on saying that some people can be bitter that they can't even hear one word that someone who has less power and authority to even consider that their rights are the same as your own. Thank you.
Now that we have heard all arguments and all rebuttals, me and the jury will now deliberate on all the evidence and arguments that you have just stated. Court is, for now, not in session. Court is now back in session. The jury has taken time to carefully deliberate the decision. Jury spokesperson, please stand. Please state your decision.
The school of CCSP is found guilty of violating J-Ron Green's Fourth Amendment right.
Oh, you're mad.